Hello, this is Rebecca here, and today I'm back with a video to show you how I set up a creative journaling page. Typically what I like to do, and I just kind of started this process and I really am enjoying it, is I will create a background for my art journal, for kind of like a mixed media art with paint and stamps and stickers and die cuts and all different kind of media, and then I come in here and write in my journaling. And so I've been doing this for at least for the month of September, and I'm really enjoying it. And so if you follow me on Instagram, you would see I do kind of usually a before the pen type page. And so I just kind of wanted to show you my process before I actually write in with the pen. So I really am loving this this watercolor, adding watercolor to this paper. This is a 28-pound paper by Hammermill, and it really does take in the paper surprisingly well. So typically what I'll do is just kind of come in and just pinch my page down, especially because it's getting so nice and fluffy there, and so that way it kind of just holds it in place. Now I did something this last yesterday, and I'm going to do the same process again because I really thought it was kind of a unique way of making a background. But I just take a regular paintbrush, and basically I'm going to make like a kind of like a, not necessarily a gingham, but a diagonal type pattern. And so basically I'm going to do, I guess let me back up a minute here. But I've been working on, and I'll just talk while I create, and you can kind of see what I'm doing. But I've been working on I do a monthly kit, and so this month is September, and of course as we're getting into the fall season here in the States, I'm thinking pumpkin spice. And a little kind of joke around that I've started seeing over the past couple years is it's pumpkin spice everything. And so literally I see pumpkin spice cereal, I mean just anything and everything that's pumpkin spice. I personally like coffee, I like scones, and I like the muffins and cookies and all that kind of stuff, you know, all that sweet stuff for pumpkin. But so anyway, I guess what I'm getting at is this is what my page is going to be kind of themed by, because I created stickers tonight for my kit, or at least I got my my girl down. And what I mean by girl, if you're not familiar, is I create mixed media art, and then I usually do a character, and then I will basically cut the character from the canvas, and then create stickers and a stationery kit themed around that particular character. Now with this particular girl, I printed it out on my home printer, which is awful. It's not good, but I'm using her. I just had to do a test print because before I go actually make my big prints at the printer. So it's not going to be the best color quality, but for my journaling pages it will be just fine, especially because my whole theme of this journaling page is to kind of go with pumpkin spice everything, and I'll show you what I mean. Now so basically I'm going to let that dry. Actually, I'm going to come in here, and I usually do like a little border around, whoops, I put my paints away and I didn't mean to do that. I put a border around the edging here just to kind of fill up. And if you've been following me for a while, you know I'm not really big on white pages, white spaces, and so I like to at least fill in some color here. I did want to ask, if you have been following me for a while, I'm thinking about taking a new route in some of my creative videos, and I've had someone mention it, and I've been wanting to do it for a while. I just haven't really sat down and figured it out, which I kind of looked at it over this past week, and it seems definitely something I could do. I'm not the most savviest person when it comes to computers and stuff, but I'm thinking about doing videos where I just kind of do a music and it's speeded up to where my videos aren't as long, because I know that everybody's time is precious, and to kind of sit down and watch a 30-minute video can be kind of you know, time consuming. So if you know, I think I'm going to start doing that route. I hope that doesn't especially people that follow, you know, don't feel like they're missing out on anything. But just sometimes when I'm doing my like stuff like this, that I can just do like a music background and then just to kind of show the process, and it'll go by, you know, if I can keep them under 5 minutes or something like that, I think that would really help with people's time. So I'm going to let this dry for a minute, and then I'm going to kind of just show you some little embellishments that I'm going to do while this is drying. So I've kind of taken this punch. This is a EK Success Punch. It's this big gigantic leaf. I love it. And I just kind of took some random scrapbook paper, and then this is one of those papers that I made using ink and watercolor paper, and I just made me some leaves. This is a die cut. I don't know what brand it's from, I do apologize, but I thought I could punch my date on that. And then to kind of speed up the moment, this ink has just been kind of crazy. It's been getting everywhere, and you can tell it's kind of a messy stamp that used to bother me. I could not have like that space in there, but this is just a cheap little dollar from the dollar bin. I'm not even sure where I bought it, but I know it was just like $1. But it just I could not get it to punch next to the K, and I just said, you know what, this is a creative journaling page. I am totally fine with that. So forgive me of my messiness, but that's kind of like I'm going to put on the page as my little title, because I'm really literally talking about pumpkin spice everything, because that's my brain's in that mode because I'm working on the kit. So what I'm going to do, and I haven't done this in a while, and I've been thinking about it, so I'm going to take, this is that paper that I had made this punch from. It's just basically ink and I'm using a stencil. But I'm just going to use it as a space because I'm going to do a embossing pumpkin on this little journaling card. And so I have a little stamp here. This is a Stampabilities. It's a Hobby Lobby. I've gotten it from Hobby Lobby. And then I'm using this American Crafts embossing powder. So I bought me a new ink pad the other day. I'm really excited about it. And a new watermark. So it should be all clean. My other ones get so messy and so yucky, and I haven't done this in a while, so I wasn't sure if they were even any good anymore. So I'm going to just come in here and I'm going to put the stamp using that Versamark. I'm going to make a stamp there. Now I'm going to clean my stamp really quickly here, you guys, because I just don't want that embossing stuff can like ruin a stamp. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to do that, and that way it's done. Okay, so I don't have to worry about it, not me forgetting it or anything like that. So I'm going to come in here with this embossing powder, and I'm going to sprinkle it over that stamp. And the reason I have this background is because, ta-da, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to come in here and just put it back in the container. I've had this for at least 3 or 4 years, and it has really lasted. So this is going to make some noise. I'm going to use my little embossing heat tool, and let's see if I can get it up there. This is really cool to watch. Basically, it's going to just kind of melt that embossing powder. And what I like about this embossing powder is it's kind of a shimmery shine. And there we have it. Let me see if I can do it up close. It's not too shimmery, but it kind of leaves like it's going to leave like a layered look. So I'm going to put that aside, and then I do want to put some more pumpkins on part of my on top of that journaling page, but I'm letting it dry for now, so I'm not going to mess with it. But I'm going to come in here with this tag, and I'm going to use some of this distressed ink, this Tim Holtz distressed ink, and I just want to add a layer around the edging of it to just kind of give it some color. So I know that these little pads come, mine always break off. So what I typically do is I just take the pad, this little stamping pad, and I put it on the ink, and then I just use my hands as part of to add coloring to the edging of this tag. Now, if you can, you could definitely use the handle, but I don't mind getting my hands messy. That just means I'm having fun. So, and I'm just adding a layer of yellow around the edging. I might come in here and just kind of stamp. The only thing with doing your finger as your stamp, you can tell where it'll add some dark spots there, but I'm okay with that, where my finger kind of presses down too hard. Okay, so I just wanted to add some ink to that page just to kind of give that tag some color, because I'm basically going to layer up this. So let's get our page back over here, and that dries quickly. It's really good. And my idea was, let's see if this is dry too. Yeah, it didn't take long at all. It's just kind of like layer this up. But before I start layering, I do want to add some more of this little embossing to the bottom here. So let me get out my Versamark ink here. And I'm going to punch this just along the bottom of this page. Let me clip this down real quick. So I love adding watercolor, but it will cause your page to kind of flip up, because of course it's getting paper wet. So I'm going to come in here and put this stamp here. This stamp is also from Hobby Lobby. And what's cool about Hobby Lobby is, you know, they run their 40 or 50% off, and that's typically when I'll go buy stamps. So we added the pumpkin. Again, I'm going to clean this up just a second so it doesn't leave that sticky residue on my stamps. That's done. And then let's add the embossing powder. To this. Just like that. Shake it off. Whoops. Didn't quite almost get it on the page. The stuff can get messy, but okay, put it back in there. Save it for next time. And then I'm going to get a little noisy here and do my heat gun. I'm going to be interested to see how this embossing powder does against the watercolor. I don't know if I've ever done that before, but it seems to be taking it just fine. I love watching it change over. And then let me show you up close here. It seems to have taken it pretty good. Okay. That actually would look really good, is to have where you just stamp it onto the watercolor with it doing the different colors in the background. That looks really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to, and then just really what I do at this point is I just take this and I start playing around, layering things up, just kind of seeing what looks good. So I definitely wanted to add some leaves over here. Especially this kind of draws in that yellow over on the other page. But you might say, I'm going to actually use that sticker I created tonight when I was playing around with getting that set up. And where is she? I just cut her. Let's see if I can find her. There she is. So this is the girl that is part of the Pumpkin Spice September kit. So I want to add her to the page. And I might put her over here because she's very thin, like she's tall and thin. So let's get the glue and start adhering the all these layers up. Now I do plan on adding some ribbon, and so sometimes I like to stick the tag just off the page a little bit. Boy, that embossing powder can be like messy. If you know, especially like I just got it on my desk, it's going to be everywhere. But I think I'm going to have her, you know what, let me see if she's going to make it over on this side. Yeah, it's going to look good. I just want to make sure I had enough room. I'm just going to kind of set that down because I do want to come in here and layer. Where's this at? Okay, so I'm going to just come in here and add a leaf in there as well. Okay, and then on this side, I think I'm just going to these leaves are actually fairly large, so they can really like overtake the page here. I'm thinking that yellow needs to be there, but then the heart's yellow too, so let's just leave that there for now. And then I wanted to show you, sometimes I have to leave it there and think about it, but I like this twine. I have it in all different colors, but I do like to add it to the pages. It just kind of adds another little media to the page. And so basically I'm just going to create a bow like that. I might do another one. Just because that tag is so big, it may need a couple of, there we go. And then I'm going to take my Tim Holtz, so this is one of my favorite pieces, my favorite equipment, I guess, as far as like paper crafting is concerned. But I'm going to just staple that. And usually I check on the other side to make sure it's not going to like interfere with anything. And then I'm just going to add this using that stapler. And I'm not adding it inside the circle, I'm just putting it right on top. And I usually do a couple of these just to secure it in place. Like that. Okay, let's go ahead and add her to the page so we can get this side done. She's so cute. I just love her. Be maybe a little biased too because I, you know, but because I created her, so of course I love her. But let's see here. I wonder if I can do a couple heart. It just seems like too much. Like the leaves are just too much, too big, and the orange is kind of. Maybe that's not too bad. Okay, where's my glue? And so this is going to be tomorrow's journaling page. It's kind of late at night tonight. That's typically when I can get my crafting in, my creative journaling in. And so I think, looks like flames coming out of that heart. But I think I'm going to, this will be tomorrow because I'm going to, because this is, I'm right in the middle of doing all this. So that's my part of my journaling. Anybody know when they're going to be coming out with the pumpkin spice lattes at Starbucks? I haven't. I looked a while back, but they didn't really have anything yet, and it was kind of early. It was early August. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is put my date stamp. I got this new date stamp from Staples the other day, and I was so excited to find one because I thought I was going to have to order it off Amazon. But I was able to find this one. I'm going to punch the date in. Oops. let's add some washi. I'm going to get some orange washi in here to kind of like add some different layers. I've got this leaves. You know, I'm putting all this leaf stuff in here, and I think I've mentioned before, in Texas, at least in Central Texas, we don't start losing leaves until maybe November, possibly really in December. But it's okay. I think I got this washi at, I want to say I got it at Michael's. So there you have it. I feel like I do need to add a little bit more stamping in here. So let me see what I have. I've moved some of my stamps into the front top of my desk for more convenience. Here's my favorite bubble stamp that I might use. Oh, I just see this ink pad. This is, maybe the gold might look good. Let's do a test somewhere and see what this looks like. Let's do it on this page. Doesn't really look like gold too much. So, but you know what? I don't think I have any of my other ink pads out. I think they're in my other drawer. I'm trying to make my desktop more usable friendly. So we may have to go with the gold. Okay. I would open my drawer, but the camera's in front of it and it would be really noisy. I've already was plenty noisy with the old what do you call it, the heat tool. So I'm just going to come here and do a little bit of fun little stamping to kind of fill the page up. I feel like I still need something along the top of that date. So let's see what we can find. If I had a little pumpkin, I would put a pumpkin there, or something along that line. If I had maybe a sticker, or oh, you know what? Excuse my arm, but I have these. These came from last year's kit. So let me put a piece of washi and I'll add those stickers on there. I'm gonna do another. I'm being drawn to use yellow, so. Come in here, see how that looks. I don't like that chevron, it's too much. Okay, let's see. Oh, here's some. I've got lots of little orange here. Let's try this gingham. I like this. I'll tell you one thing, I don't have a whole lot of yellow washi. I love that gingham. That's pretty. So let's do like a little pumpkin. Maybe a set of 3 pumpkins. That would be cute. There's a little. Should do 5 little pumpkins, huh? Sitting on a fence. Anybody know that song? I used to sing. I have a book. I found a book when my son was real little that had sung this song, and I really thought it was cute. Okay, I think I'm wrapping it up, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're inspired to see how simple and easy it is to make a fun little page. And then I'm going to come in here and do my journaling tomorrow. Let me squish this up. Look how fun this is. I got all that stuff from that powder right here, but just look how fun. I just love that. But there's the page, and I thank you for stopping in, and I'll see you on my next video.